Hello, and welcome to my Tyrian Saga, Heroes of Utena, Minimum Recruitment, Low Turn Count Playthrough, Chapter 16. The goal of this chapter is to open the 5 chests, with one of them being protected by the boss. This is one of the most infamous maps of this game, due to the annoying swamp tiles, high enemy density which can be hard to hit, and very bulky boss. Most of the units deployed here have learned the Frontiersman skill from the previous map, at 7000 gold each, to get +1 movement in frontier maps like this one, as well as to not take damage from swamp tiles. This is not the case for Sasha, since I can't teach any new skill to units who already know 6 or more of them, which is her case, and the reason why learning the Gladiator skill may not have been the smartest idea. I have 3 units who can open chests, but no dancer unlike standard LTCs, and I had to decide who goes where. Halls and Junie both has 6 movement, while Marchen only has 5, but his swamp tile movement cost is only 2 compared to everyone else 3 costs per swamp tile. Also, all starting position is fixed. With all these factors, there is mathematically only one way to get all the chests in 10 turns. Marchen to the northeast with the swamp chest, Junie to the northwest with the boss chest, and Halls to the southwest. With this setup, everyone will reach his last chest on the 10th turn. This being the theoretical minimum turn count doesn't mean it's possible due to the enemies on the way, and most notably the very bulky boss which must be killed twice before the chest can be opened. Just getting 2 units to engage him without wasting Junie's turn was a logistical challenge, as the beginning of the map is cramped by a 1-tiled wide corridor, followed by a 1-tile wide pass through the swamp, all of this while having to deal with a minus 50% accuracy debuff from Marchen. Junie is equipped with a Chill Blade to randomly gain between 1 and 20 defense at each attack, making it unlikely for her to die. Also, it is a rather accurate weapon. Thanks to his 7 movement and access to the pylon, Raffin can deal with some of the Mogal while being out of Marchen's debuff range. There is no notion of indoor and outdoor maps in this game, but rather indoor and outdoor tiles, with mount units unable to move into indoor tiles. This difference is important in this case, as swamp tiles are not indoor ones, so Martel can remote while in the swamp and get back her 8 movement for the next turn. Every Mogal, that's the name of these enemies, has a 30% chance of dividing itself, while the boss will instead create 4 new Mogals around it. I really don't want to deal with the latter, so I will lose the save staff at least once every 2 turns to prevent this from ever happening. It's very convenient that Halls could kill the Soul Mogal in the southwest area with his longbow on turn 1, else this Mogal may have been another turn in this already complex chapter. On the first turn, my units are finally less squeezed, and Marchen debuff will not be an issue anymore. Thanks to Sasha, Holmes and my user unit will not be blocked by this Mogal, and my K unit can get in position to engage the boss on the next turn. Since my 2 fights with the boss will not be reliable, and I can only use the save staff once per turn, I will use it at the end of this turn to immediately engage the boss at the beginning of the next one. Thanks to his 2 movement costs per swamp tiles instead of 3, Garo was able to move fast enough to give his 10% support bonus to Julia. With it, Julia has a 26% displayed critical chance against the boss, which is a 21% true critical chance instead of 8% without his support. She only needs 1 critical hit, so her chance of success is around 39%. If I had stolen the Steel Blade in Chapter 12, a single Adept proc would also have been enough, making the chance of success closer to a coin toss. The fight with Martel is less reliable, as I need to land 2 critical hits with the critical Iron Sword that I am training since the very first chapter for this specific moment. With it, the chance of success was increased to an acceptable 18%. Now that the boss is dead, I will do one final save at the beginning of the next turn, and I will just need to clean the path for my chest openers. In particular, Raffin will start to get as many kills as possible on one of my Levin swords, as I may need one with a decent critical rate for some late chapters. That's all I have to say about chapter 16, completed in 10 turns. Thank you for watching and see you next time.